everyone, my name is Lucy and today I will talk about ACELS. Declarations of Independence. On July 4th, 1776, the Declarations of Independence was signed, and that's why we celebrate the 4th of July. And why it's called Independence Day is because this is the celebrations of times when we broke away from Great Britain and formed our own country. Declarations of Independence. A declaration is a statement of purpose, and independence means freedom. So this was a statement of freedom. But who was it written for and why? This is Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine was written a famous poemlet called Common Sense, and in that poemlet he encouraged the colonists to dissolve their political bonds with England. It was widely read, and so a lot of people who were kind of sitting on the fence, not knowing whether or not they were going to side with England or side with colonists. In these separations, it's really encouraged them to think about the possibilities of being a free and independent country. This is Richard Henry Lee. And Richard Henry Lee was instrumental in advocating that the colonial government break away from Great Britain. As a matter of fact, he encouraged the writing of the Declarations of Independence and said, once the Declaration is written, we can vote on whether or not we want to give it to King George. So he encouraged the writing of the Declarations of Independence. We have Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Adams. These are some of the founding fathers of 3 of the 5 that were instrumental in writing the Declarations of Independence. As a matter of fact, John Adams encouraged Thomas Jefferson, who wrote most of the Declarations of Independence, and that document explained to King George why the United States want to break away from England and form their own self-government. The revolutions have been going on for about years before the Declarations of Independence was written, and there were a lot of people who were very emotional about the issues who one way or the others. And here is this picture. We see there's a clown that getting ready to pull down the statue of King George III, and it looked like there are some people who are just kind of standing by, and who can some people see have their mouth open because they're appalled that something like this would happen. How could we be disloyal to our king? So the statue was pulled down, and it was melted down into bullets, so the colonial army would be able to use them later in their fights against the British soldiers. Here again we have Benjamin Franklin, and we also have John Hancock. John Hancock was also one of the signers of Declarations of Independence. As a matter of fact, his handwriting was the largest. That why you hear people saying, put your John Hancock here. That means they want you to sign nature like John Hancock signed the Declarations of Independence. Patriotism of treasons, that was the issues of a lot of people thought, okay, if I am in favor of the king, is that an act of treasons against my colonial brothers? Or if I patriotic for the colonial cause. Does that mean that this is an act of treason against the king? So this is what the colonial people were trying to wait, that were kind of straddling the fence. That what does this say about me? I am a patriot, or am I a treasonous person? These are some of the issues that pupils struggle with during the declarations of independence. Where would they stand? How would they be viewed? Because there were a lot of people who did not like the way that the British were treating them, but they were not quite ready to break away from Britain, and they thought if they did that was an act of treason. On the other hand, there were people who realized, that we really aren't a part of Great Britain anymore. We have been governing ourselves for over 100 years, and that what we really want is to form our own government. So they felt that they were patriots to the colonial cause. All of these events were related to the signing of Declarations of Independence, which is also known as Independence Day. And that is the day during the colonial period on July 4th, 1776, where the Declarations of Independence was signed. That's why we celebrate the 4th of July and why it's called Independence Day, because it's the celebration of time when we broke away from Great Britain and formed our own country. So this is the end of my video, and see you next time. Bye!